Your loop has the same problem. It's an improper arm follow-through. Look, this is an improper follow-through. Can you all see it? Let me explain why this happens. Watch closely. In my backswing, the upper arm pulls back. And then the elbow and upper arm just push forward. This also applies to your backspin loop. Here, I'll demonstrate it on a backspin ball. Can you see the issue? That's the improper follow-through. Is it clear? Let me ask, with this kind of stiff, improper follow-through, what's the quality of your shot like? The quality is average at best, right? If I hit like this, the shot quality is just average, with no real power. You can't generate power, and it's frustrating. You've changed countless rubbers and blades, but still can't produce a high-quality, fast shot. You try to attack with all your might, but your opponent defends your shot easily. The ball's second bounce doesn't kick forward, it has no punch or drift. Exactly, it becomes a weak, half-high ball, like a simple shot in multi-ball training. So the issue isn't something else. It's that you're moving your whole arm as one stiff unit, which prevents power generation. You've turned it into a single unit motion. What's the reason for this? The problem is in your overall arm mechanics during the stroke. For a topspin ball, your backswing should open the forearm horizontally, no matter how close it is to your body. For example, watch my topspin. I open my forearm horizontally, and I can generate power. Your mistake is that you don't open up here. The racket head points at your opponent, and your backswing is just pulling the shoulder, upper arm, and elbow back. This means your forward motion is just a push. You're missing the crucial step of opening up your arm. You're missing this step. Your entire backswing fails to open up horizontally. The arm isn't prepared. Do you understand? So many players have this improper follow-through. Your current backswing is initiated by pulling the shoulder and elbow back, so the forward motion is just a push back out. In contrast, our first step is to open the arm. The second, for a loop, is to use the body to lead the arm into the backswing. That's a proper loop. My hand stays in front, led by my body rotation into the backswing, then I explode into the ball. See? That's a loop. Notice how explosive it is. It has acceleration. The ball kicks forward after the bounce, it has that powerful second bounce acceleration. So the problem is your current arm position. I see this in so many of my students. You think you're opening up, but when you pull the shoulder and elbow back, it becomes an elbow push. How can you snap your forearm from there? You end up just using your shoulder, upper arm, and elbow to push forward, upward, or sideways. You must learn to open your arm horizontally in the backswing. Even a small opening like this, or this, or this, still counts as opening up. Then, use your body to drive your arm into the backswing to this point. As someone who often trains with the national team, I can tell you that at that level, coaches are extremely focused on the forearm snap. Once we have the ability to both snap the forearm and drive with the upper arm, we can then decide how much of each to use for any given shot. For instance, once I have the ability to drive with the upper arm and to snap my forearm. When I combine them, this shot might use more forearm snap. On a backspin ball, I might use a bit more upper arm drive. To execute a proper forearm snap, you must first open it up, then snap it closed. Open, then snap. Open, then snap. This is for a basic forehand drive. For a loop, the upper arm engages more. Open, meet the ball, and snap. Opening up doesn't mean your arm has to be far from your body. Even with your arm close, you still need to open the forearm angle before you snap it forward. There's another critical point about opening up, since we're discussing the topspin framework. During your backswing, your racket face must be prepared to contact the ball. If your arm is like this, you're set up to brush the side of the ball. A sideways backswing leads to a sideways contact. So, by opening the forearm, our overall stroke framework is better positioned to meet the ball squarely, which gives you power on contact. For example, let me demonstrate a few. Watch, this is an improper arm follow-through. A proper one. Open, and go. Open, and go. My feeling is that for any topspin stroke, including drives and loops, if you open this angle first, you can generate power even if the ball is very close to you. Exactly, you can apply force because your body is in the correct position to hit. So, as I said, it's not about making a huge, wide backswing. Even if your arm is tucked in. Watch me hit. I can still generate power. Even with my arm tucked in, the forearm is still open. Yes, this part is open. The racket face is open. Even with a compact swing, I can generate power. If you don't open up and your arm is stiff, you can't generate power. Something always feels missing, like you're swinging a club but with no effect. It feels like the second bounce has no kick, the shot just dies. The thud on contact is too heavy, there's no quality. The solution is that many of you need to focus on this. Sufficiently opening up the forearm. I'm definitely not using my wrist here. You need to open this angle fully. Watch my forearm closely. See? Open it up more. Okay? For a drive, the body leads the hand, opening up slightly. This makes the technique look much better. Look at this form. For a loop, use the body to lead the hand and open up. Open up. Why have I emphasized this for so long? Because it's critical. Otherwise, you'll never generate real power. You try everything to get more quality on a single shot, because amateur players' anticipation and footwork are relatively weaker. So you want to end the point with one powerful shot. To do that, watch this demonstration. If it's a drive, look. A drive. A loop. See? A loop. Against backspin. Am I not opening up for all of these shots, everyone? You always have to open up to drive the ball forward. If you don't open up your arm, some people might make it work. But for most amateur players, especially older ones, you must first master combining your body's force with the ball. Otherwise, when the ball gets close, your stroke becomes a simple push. A pushing motion and a slapping motion are completely different. A push has limited force, but a slap is explosive. Furthermore, when you open your forearm horizontally, your drive becomes powerful. Watch. For your loop, notice that it creates an outside arc. If you don't open up, your stroke becomes a linear push versus an open, arcing motion. Open. Open. We all know that a loop needs to wrap around the ball. Your arm has to wrap around to loop the ball. How do you do that? Imagine hugging someone. You can't hug like this. You have to open your arms to embrace them. This creates a triangular arc and framework. And opening up also allows you to time the ball better and combine forces. The issue is that many players were never taught this and got used to pushing. Once you're used to pushing, you're lost when it comes to spin. You can't generate it. Especially against backspin, you can't push the ball over the net. But look, if I open my arm and then execute the stroke, it creates an arc. If I bring my backswing in closer to my body and then whip it out, it becomes a professional level loop. Look, this is my point B. From B to C, I'm at least creating a proper table tennis arc, right? If I start from point A, that's storing energy. Whipping it out from there creates even higher quality. Isn't that the professional way to loop? For you players, this point is critical. Some parts of your technique can be left alone, but this is something you must fix. If your arm extension and spacing are wrong, your shot will just be a push upward, forward, or sideways. You may not see it yourself, but if you can't generate power, this is the reason for over 50% of you. Watch, everyone. See how different the arc is? It's just being lifted up. In the end, the motion becomes cramped and forced. Can you see the massive difference between the two? So you have to listen to your coach, open up. If you don't learn to open up, you'll never find the feeling of creating a proper arc. You'll just get stuck in the habit of pushing. Excellent. From this angle, you should be able to see the ball being contacted and carried forward in a distinct arc. This arc is what guarantees the ball will land on the table. So, for beginners, you can practice this. The real principle is this arc. Try to find this feeling of carrying the ball. A small turn of the racket head, from outside your body to inside, creating a small arc. Once you've mastered that, you can start storing energy by going from point A to point B, like we discussed. Explosive. Yes, truly explosive. And from that position, you can engage your whole body. A shot like this has a very low arc, it's like a bullet. It gives your opponent very little time to react. It doesn't bounce high. Attacking is inherently risky. If your attack has no quality, you might as well just defend. We might as well not attack at all. So the key point here is, why can I do this today? It's because my coach emphasized this to me from a very young age. I remember it clearly. My coach would feed me topspin balls. When I was young, I also used to hit like this. Because it felt safe and consistent, my coach would discipline me for it. I remember it so well. He told me, the moment you start to open your arm, meet the ball, and wrap around it, that is what will truly help your game in the future.
Oh!